and this video is a video walkthrough of the part 2 of project 4 under the course distributed operating system principle. In this part of the project 4, the main purpose of the project was to use Cowboy web framework to implement a WebSocket interface to simulate a Twitter functionality using Erlang. This video will be divided into two sections. The first section will consist of the video code walkthrough, and then we'll be moving on to the execution of the same code. So let's get started. In the code walkthrough, on the left hand side of the panel, as you can see, Twitter WS stands for the WebSocket, Twitter WS app, and Twitter WS superior SUP. These are the two auto-generated files when we do a make command to install or bootstrap the Cowboy web framework. So in this thing we have the routing. This Twitter WS app.erl file consists of the routing information of the whole application, wherein we have the local path to our HTML as well as JavaScript pages, and also the WebSocket port number and handling of the Cowboy server. So we have another file called client.erl, which consists of the complete major functionality like tweet, subscribe, retweet, subscribing, search, and the message handler, like whatever message you will tweet and the pattern matching and all. Then here comes the side path of the kind, which is called the helper.erl, which consists of some of the methods. That's a sideline method to the actual functionality, which helps in achieving the major goal, like extracting the text from the hashtag, like dividing the hashtag into the hash as well as the text, like tweet to subscriber, extract the mentions from the tweets, like that. In the main handler, since we have two parts, like the registration as well as the tweet, retweet, subscribing. So tweet, retweet, subscribing is one part, and the registration is another part. So the main part, that's the functionality of the Twitter, is been handled by the main handler.erl, in which we have the complete WebSocket implementation, WebSocket handler. Okay, here we have divided the WebSocket handler into events, and the event depends on whether you have to tweet, whether you have to update, subscribe, hashtag, mention, search, and retweet. Okay, and the next file comes is like the registration handler.erl. In that we just have the init functionality. Here in the registration we don't there was no need of implementation of the WebSocket, so we have kept it a simple HTTP handler, in which we have the username, password, and email for the registration. Okay, and then we have the actual server, in which we have the spawn function under the start server thing, and a server method which will get spawned, and the server will get started. In this we have the different kind of pattern matchings that will perform the actual functionality of tweet, retweet, searching hashtags, doing hashtags, searching subscribers, subscribing other users, and all. So this was the complete code walkthrough for the part 2 implementation of the project 4, and let's move on to the execution. So for executing, let's go to open a terminal, and we just need to do, and we need to move to a directory where the Cowboy server has been installed and the application is located. So we are already in that location. We just need to do a command make run, and this will automatically start the server. So let's just wait for this starting the server, and once the server gets started, then we'll move on to the browser and access the port number that is mentioned in the Twitter app.erl file, that is 8083. Okay, so once the server gets started, we'll move on to the browser, and we'll try to access the port number 8083, and we hope we'll be getting a registration page of the Twitter simulation, wherein we will register using the username, password, and email ID. Upon registration, we can move on to tweet, actual functionality, basically tweet, retweet, hashtags, mentions, search, and subscribe, and all. So since, as you see, we are inside the ERL terminal, and this means the server has already started. Let's move on to the browser and try to access the server. Yeah. So here we have a registration page, in which we have to enter the username, password, and email ID to get the user registered. So I'll just try and enter my name, any password, and email ID in form of just at the rate something gmail.com or yahoo.com something. Click on submit. Here you will be redirected to the actual dashboard of the user, wherein you have the option to tweet, subscribe to another user, search for a hashtag that has been already used, search for a mention that you have used, and search for the subscriber that has subscribed to you. So let's start with tweeting something. Let's say DOSP is best, and click on tweet. You'll get an alert saying tweet done. That means tweet has been successfully registered, and you will see your tweet. That's the live feed. This is where the WebSocket comes in. Using the WebSocket handler, we get an opportunity, or the function. Basically, WebSocket enables us to showcase the live feeding functionality without taking an action or doing an event, because WebSocket is not based on completely request and response. So herein, whichever tweet you will say will be displayed, like a successful tweet message will be displayed, and you can see all the tweets coming on the bottom of the page. Okay, so let's open one more page and try and register someone else also, so that we can demonstrate subscribe function. Okay, so let's say this person named Rahul subscribes to a person named Shriyans. So here you will get a successful message saying subscribe. So now see, you will say subscribe to Shriyans. So now whatever tweet Shriyans does will be visible to Rahul also. So let's say he does at the rate Rahul, he mentions Rahul, and you will get a successful and at the rate Rahul. So automatically this person will also get at the rate Rahul. Okay, so this shows the subscribe function, and whichever hashtag, like Shriyans, the user one has used this hashtag. So if we want to search for that hashtag, just search it, and you'll get search successful and the hashtag name. That means the search is found. If you say something like something we have not used, let's say ABCD, and we search it, it will say not found. So that hashtag has not been used. This person already used a mention. Person one, user one basically mentioned the user two, that's Rahul. So you can search it like at the rate Rahul, and this should say search successful at the rate Rahul, because we have already tweeted that name. Okay, and you can also search for a subscriber as well, and this should show that this person has subscribed to the user one. Okay, so basically here you can see search, and it will say yep, all the best Rahul, the tweet that person has tweeted, as well as the subscriber name. So everything will be displayed upon the subscribing. So this was the Twitter cloning, and this was the functionality for tweet, subscribe, hashtag, searching for mentions, and searching for the subscribers. For the retweet functionality, you can just click on retweet, and it will say retweeted, and you can see the retweet as well. Now moving on to the another part, it's the report. In the report, we have mentioned the problem statement that we are trying to solve. In the steps to run, as I already demonstrated, you just need to run a command make under the directory of where the application and the cowboy has been stored. Then just move on, navigate to the browser, and open that port, try to access that port. In the architecture, we have just followed a simple architecture saying client side as well as the handler side. In the client side, we have the client.erl, specifically with along with the helper.erl, and in the handler side we have the main handler, tweet handler, hashtag handler, and mentions handler. And we have just demonstrated the architecture of our code, the basic implementation, as well as the WebSocket implementation, how Cowboy has been implemented, and the basic steps to install and run the Cowboy server. Along with that, we have incorporated some screenshots of our code for the better understanding, as well as the screenshots of our output, that's the final page upon accessing through the web browser. So this brings us to the end of the video, and I'll just, for the last part, mention I'd like to show you the HTML part, wherein we have two types of HTML: main.html that takes care of the tweeting, retweeting, subscribing, that page, and we have one registration.html wherein we have the registration box, email ID, password, and submit button. With this, we are at the end of the video. Thank you for watching.